Good morning, investors. Next Gen Dante here with you for the pre-market action. So we're pretty much flat on the S&P 500 futures this morning, but I have a couple keys and things that we need to look for today, and kind of think about how we're going to position ourselves for the rest of the week. Now that the quad witching is over, the shares are going to move a lot more freely, and I think we're going to get a little bit more volume this week, as well as maybe some volatility as the market tries to price in what it wants, value over tech. So here's a couple things that we're going to be looking at for today. First off is going to be the rotation. Now the Dow closed green on Friday. However, bond yields actually gapped down today. As you see, TLT gapped up here in the pre-market. So we're going to see how this kind of moves, but watch to see if the rates hold, or if the 20-year leaks out a little bit towards the open, to see if we turn around here at the 7 o'clock. Good old 7 o'clock turnaround. That's usually how it happens. So be watching TLT to see if that continues on an uptrend or a downtrend, whether the bonds yields go up or down. And we're going to keep in mind that the rotation could still be in effect, and we're going to want to see if we have a strong or weak open today. That's going to be kind of key. We're going to want to look at the levels from the pre-market and from mostly looking at the S&P 500 on where we closed on Friday. We held around the 390 level, so if we open up above that, we're going to want to stay above there for the rest of the day to stay bullish. However, today could play out in any fashion, really, so just be careful. Don't get too jumpy even when you see things running, because also want to keep in mind, gotta watch out for the turnaround Tuesday. This has been notorious turnaround Tuesdays. When the market is up on Monday and we get big gap ups, we usually sell off a little bit on Tuesday and then a continuation into Wednesday, or vice versa. And so that means if we dip today, I'd be more inclined to buy the dip, or if we close a little bit weak, I'd be inclined to buy the dip if the intraday trading today is weak, because the turnaround Tuesday could be in effect. However, we want to keep in mind that the rally could be in tech, or it could be in value. And we want to watch out for that, because the market may still be anticipating lower rates, basically calling Powell's bluff, saying that the rates are going to go much lower, much quicker than what Powell was telling everybody in his press conference. As you see, that we also had the fiscal tightening for banks. The banks are down again this morning. Bank of America down, JP Morgan, all because of the fiscal tightening, which is basically just an expiration of the form of stimulus the Fed gave the banks last year at the start of the pandemic, which was saying that they didn't have to have backup cash on hand reserved for the amounts of bonds that they were purchasing. Now, is this a big deal? Could it really affect TLT if the banks are not having to, purchase bonds or have money in hand to purchase for what they're purchasing? Not really. The banks actually they're on the lower end of the scale of people who actually buy bonds in the market. The bond market is huge, much bigger than the stock market in general. It's the mother of all money, and most of the bonds are actually purchased by private investors. So it's going to still be interesting to see how the market prices in that, and then see what kind of actions we have. We got with Goldman Sachs, GS, as well as looking at Citigroup and Wells Fargo. But just keep your eye on the banks here to see how those play out. And then finally, let's kind of get into the plays that we're going to be looking at. We're going to watch for, first, it's going to be MO, that's Altria. Watch for continuation. Now, we had a play here in Altria already, which was a couple plays that people had called out in the Discord, but one that I had called out personally was the 55 for September 17th of this year. Now, these started off at 49 cents about a month ago, but Altria's had a pretty good run up, so we're going to want to see if that continues and if we hold the trend going upwards. Once the trend starts to break, that's pretty much when you're going to want to sell and then reposition to buy the dip. But as we're continuing on and getting higher closes, higher intraday highs, just follow this trend until it turns around. and then that's when we'll sell and then buy the dip. Also, we're going to be looking at Facebook. Facebook had a really good day on Friday, and that's because they were consolidation here for a while. They couldn't break past this wall, and they finally did it. So now closing above or reaching at 292.80 on the high of the day. I'm gonna looking forward to see if this continues on to even get up to the 297 range, and if there's a momentum trade to break out right past at least testing 397, since there's not much holding it back here on these lower levels. And then if we get past there, I think we could have a clear shot back to 300. So that could be a really good momentum trade. Even if we had dipped a little today, if we make a higher low and then as the turnaround Tuesday comes into effect, we could see Facebook pushing for 300, as they had just gotten recent news, I believe, about how their legal battle with Apple and how they're doing things with the store. And then also we're going to be looking at Disney as well. This is the dual purpose stock, as they call it, because they're covered for both the pandemic and for the stay-at-home play because of their streaming service. Now, they recently got a lot of good news about reopening. The reopening play is in effect. The parks are coming back up in California. This is going to be great. Before the pandemic, the parks made up 30% of their revenue, which is a big chunk. So if they're going to have that along with their now streaming service coming into play, that's going to be a lot of money for them going forward. They're just going to be a major cash cow coming in this year if we actually get to, big reopening status, which the reopening trade seems to be a little bit on today, on in general overall. So we're going to want to keep an eye on the airlines as well to see if that trend continues. But basically, we'll be looking a lot into Disney because I think they will jump back up to 200. That's a decent trade there. So we'll watch to see what levels they hold up. If they start to break down, that could be bad. So we're going to see if they want to hold above 89 here. They want breaking below and breaking trend. However, if they do dip, we're just going to have to wait for the consolidation before we buy the dip. And then lastly, we're going to be looking at Tesla. The reason we're going to be looking at Tesla is because Kathy Wood had a price prediction on them with ARK Invest. Very, very bullish price predictions going forward in the next 5-10 years, saying that their reduction and their car reduction and overall revenue is going to go exponentially going forward. Basically saying that Tesla is the future of automation. So we'll be looking at Tesla to see if there's any momentum in that today, or if that turns into anything. But as far as the levels here, we see we got two highs right here, the 720 range. But then again, the same levels hold true, where we're going to want to see Tesla above 750, pushing above that, and then getting above 800 is going to be a crucial area for it. So I'm still saying the 750 range is where we want to see Tesla above. We're pretty far off that high, but Tesla can move a lot in a day, even on a big rally day. So we even saw it here on this mark there, where we fell off we're spiraling down. They came up $100 in one day. So that's 110. So Tesla could really go anywhere it wants. We all know this. Tesla's been a monster stock in the past year. May calm down here, but let's see what levels it decides to hold if we get a turnaround. With that being said, guys, the name of the game is still buy the dip, sell the rip. So we're going to be cautious today. Don't get too jumpy. Don't FOMO on anything that you already see running. We're going to be eyes open in the Discord all day, looking for momentum trades today. But on these ETFs like SPY, IWM, and the QQQs, it may be the play to, if you're going to swing this, probably going to want to wait till the end of the day to see how the day plays out. If you're going to go for a swing, but as far as intraday trading, we'll be with you in the Discord today, looking for these trades. And if you want information on how to join the Discord, if you're not in there already, you can go to the nextgeninvestors.com. It's going to be a link in the description below on how to join that, and then you join on with the team and see what we're looking at, look at the plays and everything we're calling out. But yeah, guys, stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you next time.